It's time for the knockouts of the Big Bash Season 10. Brisbane Heat and Adelaide Strikers first up at the Gabba. Let's build our fantasy team on my 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPNcricinfo. I'm Ronald Kapoor and Tom Moody is all set to join me. Right then, let's go to our pro tip first up. And it's got some intriguing numbers that we've seen as a result of the action at the Gabba. It's been the best place as Brisbane to bowl for spinners in this year's Big Bash, where they've averaged just over 17. So pick enough spin options in your 11. Tom Moody, what a world we live in. The Gabba is producing the best numbers for spinners.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think the spinners enjoy bounce as much as the pace bowlers. So there's no surprise to see the spinners do enjoy it. And I think they've tried to get a lot of the players, batsmen, to play square of the wicket where the boundary is very big. But you've got to also recognise, is it quality spin? I wouldn't be just going for spin if it's not just, pure quality. Certainly have it there, but it's got to be good.
All right, let's see what sort of spin options we include in our team. On player availability, at the time of recording, no major changes expected from the last time these two teams played, but do check in closer to the toss for updated team news. On the My 11 Circle app, 100 credits for every user to build their fantasy team. 4 categories of players to choose from: batsmen, bowlers, wicket keepers, and all-rounders. You can pick a maximum of 7 players from one team in any given contest. Every player's individual credit value is listed on the app, and we'll also throw in 4 substitute options for you towards the end of this video. Let's go to our top picks. Our captain choice, Marnus Labuschagne. Would you have picked the recently awarded ICC Emerging Player of the Year to be a captain option in a knockout game in the Big Bash? But we've gone for Labuschagne. He's been the highest points aggregator in each of the last 2 games, a man of the match award on both occasions. And he scored 123 runs and picked up 6 wickets with his handy leg spin in 3 games so far after joining the T20 circuit after being part of the test team. Chris Lynn, vice-captain, after just 10 games, he's the 3rd highest run scorer in the league. In the league stages of the Big Bash, 420 runs at a stellar strike rate of over 157. Also the leading run scorer at the Gabba, over 1,000 runs in 33 innings. He's got a phenomenal strike rate there. He's also hit more sixes at the Gabba than anyone else has at a single venue in Big Bash history. 66 sixes in 33 innings. So Labuschagne is captain, Lynn is vice-captain. They give you double and 1.5 times the points respectively. Among our topics, Alex Carey features. Now, the last time these two sides played, Carey has fond memories with that match-winning 101 of just 62 balls at the Adelaide Oval. He's also the 4th highest run scorer in this year's Big Bash with 412 runs, just behind Chris Lynn. Peter Siddle is there after injuring his left thumb and missing a few games. He returned in spite of being not fully fit, and yet he's picked up a 3 for 13 in his comeback game. He's been outstanding this season as the 36-year-old veteran. Mark Steckedy, the 2nd highest wicket taker in the Big Bash this season, 22 scalps in 13 games, and no one's picked up more wickets at the Gabba than Mark Steckedy in the Big Bash, 36 wickets in 25 games. Labuschagne is captain, Lynn is vice-captain, Carey, Siddle and Steckedy wrap up our top picks. Tom, what do you make of those?
Yeah, I like the idea of Marnus Labuschagne as captain because we've seen him bowl very successfully over the recent weeks. So double chance of points there with bat and ball. The one thing I would consider, though, is Alex Carey as vice-captain. I know Lynn has been running pretty hot with form, but I like the look of Carey and the form that he's in, and also his ability to take catches, which is also going to give you the extra benefit of points. So something to certainly consider there. Both Siddle and Steckedy are both form bowlers, so they're excellent choices.
All right, we're going to give you some more food for thought for captaincy positions in just a bit. Let's go to our differential picks first up. And Mitchell Swepson features. The leg spinner's picked up 3 for 23 in his 4 overs against India in the recent bilateral series. Player of the match then on that occasion as well. And though he missed a majority of the season as he was part of the Australian side, he's come back with a bang in the Big Bash. 4 wickets in the last couple of games for Brisbane Heat. Travis Head is there as well. The Adelaide Strikers skipper's yet to find his Midas touch in Big Bash Season 10. However, he's a big game player and his record in BBL playoffs suggests the same. 160 runs in 4 games with just 2 dismissals. He's also scored 250 plus scores in 3 games at the Gabba. So Swepson and Travis Head among our differential picks. Our full team sees Alex Carey as a keeper option, and Tom wouldn't mind him in the captaincy positions. Labuschagne and Lynn are our recommended captains and vice-captains respectively. Max Bryan, Travis Head, Lewis Gregory, Michael Neser, Mark Steckedy, Peter Siddle, Mitchell Swepson and Liam O'Connor. Now the substitutes bench features the likes of Jake Weatherall, Ben Laughlin, Wes Agar and Phil Salt. Some interesting alternate scenarios that we'll throw in for you. Now, Jake Weatherall, who we've recommended throughout the season in our fantasy, if you'd like to find a place for him in the 11, you could bring him in for Liam O'Connor. Max Bryant and Lewis Gregory could be a potential swap as well. While Tom's endorsed Alex Carey in those captaincy positions, we're even throwing up the names of Travis Head and Mark Steketee if you're tempted by that sort of recent form. Tom, what do you make of all that?
Yeah, what am I supposed to know anyway? So if you could go with Travis Head or Steketee as a captain choice, but I still like Alex Carey. I do certainly like the idea of Jake Weatherall. For me, he's been a form player, a dangerous player. So certainly worth substituting him for Liam O'Connor, which is a good recommendation. And the other recommendation was the Max Bryant. For Lewis Gregory. To me, that also makes sense because, again, Bryant playing on his home venue, he does like the ball coming onto the bat. He may well convert one of those 20s or 30s into a bigger score on the big stage.
All right, Tom Moody, thanks very much for your time and your thoughts as always. More from Tom as the knockouts are finally here of this year's Big Bash. So do join us then on my 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPNcricinfo.